So we're going to sow 2 different types of salad leaves.
Yep.
We're going to do some Oriental Greens and we're going to do some lettuce.
Okay.
They're done more or less the same way. So we start by just filling the trays, overfilling the trays actually. So we give it a bang on the table like that to help it settle down, because if you don't, you could have a little tiny seed fall into a little air pocket or whatever and so go too deep, yeah? So overfill it a second time. Overfill it, overfill it,
It's
overfill it.
overfilled. That is
Okay,
over.
and then we use our lovely little stick and we slice off the excess like that. So we've got a nice kind of flat surface to start with, okay? Oh, you didn't do the over and back bit. This is the really important bit, look like that.
Is it
See?
really that important?
It really is, because you get, look at all the excess you missed.
Okay,
And you think I'm just making this stuff
corrected.
up? What I do is I make a little indentation in the top of the soil like that, not too deep.
Okay.
That's about right, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to be, so I'm moving the little seed along here, along the
I'm
the groove of
totally
my hand.
watching.
You're not paying attention at
I am.
all. Let that drop off the edge of your hand like that. So you don't want to do this on a windy day because it might just blow away. So teeny tiny seeds.
I'm doing cluster.
You're doing a cluster.
Okay.
So 3 to 4.
4 looking like maybe 8.
Okay,
That's
so
fine.
you can overfill yours again.
Okay.
That's it. And then use your super tool to slice that off the top and we're done.
Super tool.
Yeah. Don't forget the
Zigzag
all-important over and back. Perfect.
Water.
Bit of water.
Done.
And we're done.
Nice one.
You need to keep these somewhere kind of warm and sunny for 3 to 4 weeks.
Right.
And then when they're at seedling stage, good and hardy, we'll put them out into the ground.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
All right.
Okay, so here we
So
are.
we're back on the lettuce leaves.
And only
What do you
5
think?
weeks ago, they
Yeah.
were teeny tiny little seeds. And look at them now.
I know,
Cool.
don't they look great? Both of these are actually cut and come again varieties, which basically means you cut them and they'll come back again a second time. So
That's
does
an
what it
excellent
says on the
explanation.
does what it says on the tin. So to let it grow into a head of lettuce that you buy in a supermarket would just take too long for me. Could take up to 3 months. Whereas
Okay.
with cut and come again varieties, as soon as they're relatively established, you can start cutting them and they'll grow back a second time. You might get a second cut. With Oriental Greens, you might get a 4th and a 5th cut off them, which is
Wow.
so really
okay,
good.
so they keep giving.
Yeah, exactly. Any longer in the trays now and these would start to die off, so it's important we get them out.
Into the ground.
Try and sort of squeeze it out from the bottom so that it all comes out in the one, in the one go.
Okay.
I'll try not to look. This is a
Okay.
beautiful variety called Green in the Snow. It's a really hardy winter green, even in very cold weather. So just mark out a row. Same sort of routine as for most things. You do the same on that
Loosely.
side. So give it 30 centimetre between the row and mark out that row. Very simple. You can even use your hands to sow these. So get them in and just firm them in well so that the roots get the best chance of going. And you could mix these up if you want. You could do, alternate them in the row or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah. Nice.
But if that makes you twitch like it did me, keep it
Not
all the
able.
one type. And the only thing we need to keep in mind now with salad leaves typically is slug control. Just keeping the ground in between the seedlings well weeded as well.
Weed-free. Brilliant. Job done.
It's 4 weeks since planting, and alongside our Mizuna, Mick has planted some mustard leaves, which have done really, really, really well.
Okay.
Ta-da!
Mick, when you said that we were coming to harvest some salad leaves, this isn't
These are a
quite
bit
what I was expecting.
They are a little big for salad leaves.
A
in
little
fairness.
big.
But they are, in my defence, this variety is called giant red mustard.
Well, they certainly
And it-
live up to their name,
It's
dude.
certainly living up to its name. Oriental Greens, right? You really want to be eating it as a salad leaf when it's nice and small.
Yeah.
But given the opportunity, as you can see here, it's grown very, very large.
It was large.
indeed.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So it's super sized.
They seem to be taking over a little bit of space for our
they're,
peas.
They're causing us a bit of a problem with the peas now. They're competing, so the peas aren't doing as well as we'd like. So we just need to get these out of here now and
Okay,
harvest them.
so do we pull them out straight to the ground, or we?
Yeah, so we can do either. I
Okay.
mean, you can start taking the leaves off.
Okay.
So you can get them off, or you can just take the whole plant out either if you want, because we're definitely finished with these. The good thing about salads, though, is that because they grow so quickly, we have a chance to get another sowing into this bed straight away. And I think this time around, we're going to sow them directly into the soil in drills so that they're all packed nice and tight together, and they should stay a lot smaller and be more edible in salads. So we need to get this bed a little cleaned up.
So are we literally going to go straight from harvesting to sowing a whole new...
Yeah, absolutely. And
Deadly.
that's the key with salads for a kind of constant supply, because they're growing so quickly. You need to be sowing little and often, and that way you get a kind of a constant supply. So as luck would have it.
Aha! Here's some he prepared earlier.
Yeah, so more Oriental
Excellent.
Greens. This is a variety called Mizuna, which is absolutely fantastic. And we've also got, I'm a great man for all these very useful tools, and this is a brilliant one. So this board is exactly 6 inches wide.
Great.
Which is a perfect spacing. And there's a really neat little trick. If you want to start opening up that, you make a little indentation along the side of the board like that, or a little drill. Not too deep. Not too deep.
Okay.
And then we're going to sow quite thickly along the row, right? So we want to just sort of space them along. They're very, very tiny, so it's kind of hard to see. So you just kind of start dropping them in and move right to the end. If you make another drill on that side, I'm going to kind of fill this drill back in. And just give it a little tap down. And just sprinkle them along.
Thank you.
Not too thick. Very nice.
Nice sowing action.
Yeah, nice sowing action. Cover it all over. So just sort of push it all over. Give it a little tamp down. Tamp nice
down,
word.
New word.
Yeah.
In the GRI
And this
dictionary.
is my favourite bit. I've been waiting for this.
Oh, with excitement.
So we get to flick this over then. And now this is our next row along there. And we know that the spacing is absolutely spot on, so
Deadly.
Another row there.
I have to say, as somebody who has no spatial awareness whatsoever, this I like. This makes it very simple for me.
Yeah. About 4 weeks' time, we should have salad leaves kind of coming in bunches up to about that height, right? And they are, unlike what we just harvested, which are huge big leaves, they'll be nice, perfect size for salads.
In just a matter of weeks, these will be the greens that Jack will use in the Grow Cook Eat kitchen. The great thing about salads is they grow quickly. So we've been picking away, replanting, and today we get to pick some lovely leaves for Jack to use in the kitchen.
How fantastic is this lovely fresh salad after
They're great,
only
aren't they?
6 weeks, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Give or take. Not only do we love the fact that pretty much anybody can grow salads.
Even Karen.
I got there first, dude. But you can grow them in a pretty small space. And the great thing is you can harvest them as you go.
The beauty here is with particularly this side with the Oriental Greens, if you cut these back with the scissors right down to ground level, they'll grow back a second, third, even a fourth time.
So like down stalk, okay.
Down to the scut, as I would say.
Cut down to the scut.
Yeah.
That's a new one. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
so
brilliant.
absolutely brilliant to have.
Yeah, cheap and cheerful and really easy.